I'm Catherine, and today I want to share some of my meditation experience with you so far, because meditation is something that I've only just recently got into, and I'm starting to kind of jokingly tell my family members that I've become the kind of person who enjoys meditating, so I hope they're ready for that, because this is not something that I have sought out greatly before. And I've tried it a little bit and it's just felt really unpleasant and like I'm trying to force myself to do something that I'm not capable of doing, as I have a very busy mind and have never been able to sit down and just clear my mind intentionally. And meditation has kind of snuck up on me recently, despite having tried it before, not succeeded at it in my mind, and then kind of avoided it, and it's just crept into my life a lot recently. So I've accepted that and opened myself up to it, and now I like it. I'm actually the kind of person who could sit down in the middle of the floor right now, cross my legs, do a little mudra, and meditate. That's strange to me, so I thought that I would share it with the world and explain why that is, and some tips if you are interested in trying meditation either for the first time or delving back into it, to some things that have worked for me and how I'm making it a part of my life now. So as you can probably tell from some of my other videos, I'm a big yoga person, and I've started taking public classes recently, and that has really changed the game for me in terms of my well-being and everyday life, and how I do my self-care practices, and also how I approach mindfulness in general. And there's a significant meditation portion of some of the classes that I take at my studio right now. So if I show up for exercise, I'm probably gonna get some meditation whether I want it or not. So I've kind of just had to be open to that and see what it has to give me, because I want to enjoy everything that the teachers have to offer. And one of those things is learning to meditate, even if they don't call it that right off the bat with a capital M. But we do sit in silence, we think about what's going on in our minds, we set an intention, and we try to just be. One thing that has really shifted my thoughts around meditation is that one of my yoga teachers right now refers to yoga as a moving meditation. So we start the practice by often sitting cross-legged and tuning into our thoughts and trying to clear our minds and settle into the space. And then she says that we begin our moving meditation, which is way nicer than calling it exercise or working out. It's a moving meditation. We are channeling ourselves, our thoughts, and our energy into whatever we hope to achieve through that physical practice. And that has made me feel like meditation can be a part of my life beyond just sitting down and clearing my mind. So it's become something that's, as I do yoga very often, and I also walk a lot and spend a lot of time thinking about my physical well-being and how I feel physically and mentally at the same time, that I can begin to incorporate a meditative mindset into other things that I'm doing throughout the day. And I'm also taking a mindfulness course right now because I really wanted to work on my everyday mindfulness practices, so mindfulness when I'm out in the world doing things, but a big portion of the class is sitting quietly and meditating. There are guided meditations for this. The teacher uses a Tibetan singing bowl and talks to us as we're meditating, giving us different visual cues or ways to tune into the space around us and things about letting go of our thoughts and stuff. But you do have to show up and sit there quietly for a few minutes. And it's been a surprisingly pleasant and not painful experience. And I think that part of it is going from that moving meditation idea, that there are other ways to meditate than just sitting and clearing the mind, that it is part of my everyday experience, to now we are going to just sit and clear our minds. So it feels a lot more fluid in my day, and it's made me want to start at the end of the day to just sit down and meditate, which is really not anywhere that I thought I would be at this point in my life. And this experience is not something that I'm saying everybody could easily just tap into just like I have, but I really wanted to share this with you so that you could see that there are ways of coming to meditation and the benefits of a meditative practice that aren't just saying, okay, now I'm gonna do this every day for 30 minutes of my day for a month, and then I'm gonna be a Zen person and I'm gonna be mindful and I will have achieved meditation. And when I'm meditating, that is not how my brain works either. My brain is not clear, really. It's not something where I like just settle down my thoughts and I sit there in like mental silence. I have so much stuff going on all the time, and I'm really working through that with the different teachers that I have around mindfulness and working through what it means to have a clear mind for me, because that's not a simple task or something that I feel like I'm succeeding at necessarily. So the benefits that I get from meditation and what counts as a successful meditative experience for me might look different than they will for somebody with a quieter mind, or somebody with an even busier mind, or somebody who really struggles to sit still. In that case, thinking about moving meditations might be more helpful. But I will say that not obsessing over having a totally clear mind has kind of worked for me when I've started to think about how I feel when I try to meditate. So even though my brain is thinking about everybody who's sitting in the room with me, it's thinking about my to-do list, it's thinking about a conversation that I had yesterday, it's thinking about existential things all at the same time while trying to meditate, I've been able to think about how calm I feel in the midst of that when I'm trying to meditate, and that just the act of sitting down and forgiving myself for those busy thoughts and for what seems like a lack of focus, and just being and recognizing and especially tuning into my body and my breath and accepting the space around me, that has really clear benefits that I feel right away about calming, lessening anxiety, feeling like I'm doing something good for myself and for the world around me by changing my energy and what I'm putting out into the world. And the relaxing experience that it offers is enough for me at this point, so I can start to let go of the feelings of I'm not succeeding because I don't have a clear mind. So now I just want to give a few tips for anybody that this resonates with, who wants to work more on meditation and try to open themselves up to it, because I think that it is a really, really beneficial thing, whether you are just trying to de-stress, whether you have mental health things going on, whether you're living in a situation that is not peaceful or relaxing to you and you need to find a safe and calming space in your day, that this is just a really awesome tool to turn to. And I'm sure this has all been said before, but it's never too late to try something again or try something in a newer, different way. So one thing that's really important to me is finding a comfortable space to meditate in. Figure out what position works for you. Sitting cross-legged is going to be really uncomfortable for certain body types, so just don't do it if it doesn't work for you. Lie down. Lie down with your legs bent. Sit in a chair. Stand up. Whatever it is that feels the most comfortable and easeful for you, and use blankets and pillows as well if that works. I'm a huge fan of props, so find your favorite blanket to sit on, fold it in the right way, find a pillow for lumbar support, whatever you need to do. Sit in your comfy clothes, sit in your work clothes that you feel like a serious person, whatever it is that gets you into the zone. You don't need to be uncomfortable or feel like you're minimalist or Spartan in order to meditate successfully. And my last tip is a free resource, yay. I used an app called Insight Timer. This was recommended to me and I downloaded it just to give myself a shot, and it really has worked well for me. A lot of meditation apps require a buy-in. You have to pay for a monthly subscription or pay for the good meditations or whatever. But Insight Timer is almost entirely free from what I can tell. Everything that I've wanted to access on it, I haven't had to pay for at all. And it has really high quality content, and people upload guided meditations done by all kinds of different people with different voices and different intentions that you set during them and different focuses. And they're rated by the users, and they're all kinds of different lengths. I also really appreciate that they have ones for creativity, they have anxiety relief meditations, they have ones for sleep and for the morning, pretty much anything that you could want. And one other thing that I wanted to point out is that they have a timer option where if you don't want a guided meditation and you just want to meditate quietly, so you can set with a lot of different features the length of meditation that you want to do and add in different kinds of bells and bowl sounds. And you can have these at the end of the meditation to let you know when to come out of it, so you don't have to check your phone to see how long you've been sitting there. And you can also, I think, add them so that they happen at intervals within the meditation itself, just to help ground you and let you know that you're okay. Somebody else inside your phone is timing this for you, and just remind you of kind of where you're at in your meditation. So that is free. You can get it for Apple or Android, and it's called Insight Timer. So that's my little meditation story. Feel free to comment down below with your experiences with meditation, what's worked for you, what hasn't. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications for every new video.